He's the...
Ah,
yeah.
I remember you.
Oh, I remember you too.
I pray we have not caught you at an inopportune moment. We wanted to offer our thanks for your kind words in the forum.
Well, I could hardly let that inquisition go unchallenged. I've always believed that curiosity should be nurtured, not stifled. Thankfully, a majority of my colleagues agreed. A slender majority, aye, but a majority nonetheless.
Had the vote not gone our way, we would be having a very different conversation, if any at all. Though I'd like to think you would have not given up on our cause. I'm told you paid a visit to the Annex afterwards.
Yes, that's right. I was hoping to speak with the grandchildren of my dearly departed friends Galef and Louisoix in a less dour setting. But it seems I just missed you. I still can't believe how much you've grown. If only your grandsires could have seen the way you presented yourselves to the forum. My fair brought a tear to my own eye.
That's nice.
You must have the patience of a saint, putting up with this lot and their antics. Never mind Matoya's prize student.
Well, you know.
Luckily, I know a thing or two about managing unruly younglings. If you ever need advice, don't hesitate to ask.
I could use that on the daily.
If I may, there is a rather more pressing matter we wish to discuss. What can you tell us of this duty that the Forum must fulfill?
Nothing, I'm afraid. Like all humble servants of the Forum, I am sworn to secrecy. Or rather, I couldn't tell you if I tried. Our duty is of the gravest importance. Furthermore, if the particulars were made public, it would incite widespread panic.
If only he was green, then we'd be like the Power Rangers, looking at all my all the colors on the screen right now.
As
Anyway.
such, those entrusted with this duty have been bound by an enchantment, which prevents us from speaking of such matters without the express permission of the Forum.
Oh, yep, I called it because that guy was trying to speak and then he cut himself off.
How is that even possible?
Yep.
It's been some time since I last...
No, Alice, what did you do?
Please,
Why'd you ask this question?
take a seat.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh, and here we are in class. They're all like, let's do Hogwarts.
We shall begin by reviewing the fundamentals of etherology. The ether, which imbues us with life, can be categorized into three forms. Two are of the incorporeal sort, the soul and the memory. Can anyone tell me the third?
You're gonna ask me. Corporeal aether.
Yes. Very good.
I was always a good student.
This is the form with which the layman is most familiar. Consumed by even the simplest of daily activities, and replenished by the food and drink that sustain us, this form of ether is in constant flux. In contrast, the ether that comprises the soul is rarely subject to dramatic change. The same can be said for memory, as the two are intrinsically linked. Picture the soul as paper, and memories as words written upon it. Now, What would happen if that paper was doused with ink? The same type of ether as comprises the memories.
Your memories would be changed, right? They wouldn't be as they were. But you wouldn't be able to tell the difference, I imagine.
It would blot out everything that was written.
Precisely. We would be unable to recall the memories. And any activities that depend upon them would be hindered as well.
But would you be aware of that change? Oh, hi, bless you. Hello. Bless you. Thank you.
In fact, this exact phenomenon was observed on a vast scale not so long ago. And what might that have been?
Why are none of you answering, and why am I always answering? Are you gonna answer? You should answer.
The seventh calamity.
Exactly.
The people of Eorzea vividly recall Bahamut breaking free of the Lesser Moon and raining hellfire down upon the realm. But no one could seem to remember the events that followed immediately afterwards.
Indeed. To this day, we have yet to determine whether it was an unintended consequence or a deliberate act. The enchantment which binds me and the rest of the Forum is based on a similar principle. And yes, it is a contravention of the Charlene prohibition against the practice of memory manipulation. Only when a new member is inducted and told of our great duty are they subjected to the process. A necessary evil. You have my word that it would never be used to manipulate the populace.
I should hope not. But can this enchantment be dispelled and your memories restored?
Right.
If 9/10 of our members give their approval, then the process may be reversed. Then, and only then, would we be able to speak freely to others of our sacred duty. Barring that, we must wait until we return to the ethereal sea.
Wow. Okay.
For there we will be purified, the blots upon our souls washed clean. And our memories drift apart and dissolve. Rather defeating the purpose, I suppose.
Right, you gain your memories back just for them to fade away. Taking secrets to your grave.
But there are those memories that are indelibly etched upon our souls, some believe.
Of course, things like your life experiences, not all of them may be there, but like who you were as a person, your identity, and I would assume your name and things that are like essential as a person.
What happens after that?
We are reduced to pure ether, coalesce with that of others, and create souls anew. Alternative schools of thought assert souls remain whole and return to the corporeal world, reborn into another form. Both theories have their proponents. Personally, I consider each equally probable.
I mean, essentially, the live stream and the UMN are the same concepts, I would imagine. But I imagine
Well, I
that's
think
also what
enough
happened to
education
us,
for today.
honestly.
Now that I've given you some food for thought, or rather, an entire banquet.
He's like, hey, come on, we gotta go. Wake up, dummy.
I would remind you that although I'm unable to assist you with certain matters, the resources at my disposal may still be of use to you. I'll arrange for you all to be given the run of Phenomenon. Of course, as associate to our alumni and the students of Baldessian, this privilege is extended to you as well, my friend.
Oh, thanks.
Oh, and I suggest you speak with Ki Aliapo. She's well known among the artisans of Sharlayan, and her network of contacts may prove useful in your search for knowledge. I wish you all the best in your pursuits, wheresoever they may take
This is such school. This is a prime example of school. He's the like teacher that supports you but doesn't give you the answer. Not because he doesn't want to, he literally can't. But I mean, like, some teachers don't give you the answer because they want you to find it yourself. And then there's the other ones that get in your way, right? Because they think that their ways should be what's passed down and there shouldn't be any exception to... They want you to be a carbon copy of them. But that is not always, you know... Yeah, don't creepy laugh while you walk away. I mean, this is already, you know... Yeah, all the coolest people. Look at this, the original three. How wonderful to see them in the same room together. On the contrary, we're honored and grateful. A pleasant surprise to be joined by each of the esteemed company. It was only right this discussion be conducted in person. We are locked in a war of attrition. Our forces struggle to contain the threat posed by the towers. It's only a matter of time before we're overwhelmed. Victory will only be claimed through decisive action, and we have taken the initiative to set the wheels in motion. It is strange to learn that we are all in accord. But might I ask what your plan entails? It hinges entirely on the warding skills and our ability to utilize our potential to the fullest. During your time in Sharlayan, the allied nations have been engaged on separate fronts with no end in sight. Makes matters worse, a surge of abductions of kobolds. Sorry, long day. To make matters worse, a surge in abductions of kobolds, Sahagin, Ixali, and the Ananta have given rise to an increasing number of primals as well. But your triumph in Resland has given us cause to hope for once more. Time has come to free ourselves of this menace, and it is you, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, who have shown us the way. With the bulk of our forces, we'll continue to hold the Tufferai at bay. We will dispatch our finest to strike at the enemy's heart, Garlemald. These brave few will be Islabard contingent. So they decided to invade? What pros? They knew what they should do. I think such progress has been made in such a short span. Its objectives are twofold. The first is to provide aid people of Garlemald. As previously reported, countless Imperial soldiers and civilians have been tempered, robbed of their free will. They serve the Telephorai's whim without question. They too are victims. It is our duty to deliver them from their suffering, not for a strategic and political gain, but because it's the right thing to do. Yeah, when would we ever hear our other leaders in the real world say that? I wish more people would do stuff like that. I do not ask what we set aside for decades of conflict and conquest, that we simply choose to forgive and forget. I only ask in that choosing to remember that we do not forsake our compassion and morality, for without that there can be no reconciliation, only death without end. And that we can all agree our objective is the colossal tower that Thancred and Urianger observed in the capital. Though its purpose remains unclear, there's reason to believe the smaller spires are merely a precursor to what is yet to come. Under the Tower of Zot was toppled, we failed to make any headway, though the same can be said of Telephoroi. They certainly are in no rush to push further into our lands. I'd wager Spire's primary purpose is to divide us and keep us occupied while they work towards our annihilation. This would appear to be substantiated by Ishtol's analysis of the tower's influence on aetherical currents. Based on her observations inside the Tower of Zot, the spires siphon another from the land, consuming it to maintain their form. However, they draw forth far more than is required for this task alone. The excess of aether remains accounted for, but what assures it's not being harnessed for our benefit. It wouldn't surprise me at the least if they're being redirected to a larger spire in the capital. There's a logic in that. Regardless, we still have to uncover the truth. We'll bring the schemes crashing down along with the infernal towers. That's all well and good, but what would you have us do? I assume there's more than handing over the scales and being on our way. We want you and your scales to join the Islebird contingent. Consider an official request from the Grand Company of Eorzea and the Eastern Alliance. Do you accept? The Power Rangers must accept. If only Raha or Alice were wearing a different color. Perhaps she should be the one to answer that. For honor and glory. Estella, Thanker, and Yanji have already pledged their support and are on their way to meet the rest of the contingent. They were positive we'd come to the same decision as they did. Luckily for all involved, their prediction was correct. Once you have delivered the warding scales to Alamigo, the contingent will embark on its journey to Islebard. Raban and Lord Emmerich are overseeing preparations, so I suggest you make yourself known upon arrival. Pack warm clothing, furs, and the like. Without it, the cold will do you in before the 12 fire do so much as draw steel. As for us, we'll keep the enemy busy while you're gone. They're not the only ones who can create a diversion. But go and save yours and knowledge you left it, or better, upon your return. They like to hype you up. Go, 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 go. I want to see a ton of people that I miss.
By the 12.
Is it everybody? Yeah! Hey! This is nice! That's hype!
Glad you could join us. I hope you don't mind, but we went ahead and started without you.
Everyone is here, Smash Brothers! I'm sure if this would be the moment, I think it probably shows different for everybody, does it? Like if you have different job classes. So what if I maxed all my job classes? Would it be filled with just a ton of people? That makes me regret not having done more job classes. Is that a thing? Oh well. If it is, unfortunate. Oh, okay. I would have been like, what? Because the little marauder chick is from Limsa. Anyway. Glad you can join us if you don't mind, but we went ahead and started without you.
As you can imagine, our traveling companions were eager to become acquainted. 'Tis a rare thing indeed to see such a diverse and talented group of individuals assembled for a single purpose. We fight not only for the sake of Eorzea, but for the entire world, including the people of Garlemald. Much rides on the efforts of the Islebard contingent.
Indeed, which is why I am glad to find myself in the company of many trusted comrades, yourselves included.
Lucia!
I have come at the behest of Lord Emmerich, who has honored me with the role of Ishgard's representative. And for the good of all nations, not least my former homeland, I am determined to see this mission through to its end. We have a hard road ahead of us, but walk it we shall, together.
We too welcome this opportunity to work together once more. I have faith that, if there is a way to resolve this conflict, we will fight.
Allow me to introduce you to the rest of our company. Everyone! If I may have your attention...
Graha is like... Yay, the siblings! I mean, there's at least two, but the siblings! Black Mage siblings. Hey, Dash.
Might I ask you to speak first?
If I must, I am Arun Senna, spokesman for the Gridanian delegation. Here on behalf of my esteemed sister, the Elder Seedseer, we shall provide support and protection to those in need during our time in Garlemald. To that end, I am joined by healers selected by the Conjurers Guild, with the Order of the Twin Adder's Finest serving as our escort.
That's my old alma mater. Also Shulk. Where's we gotta take Fiora with us too. Tataru, bring us Tataru now.
Of course, with an experienced white mage such as yourself accompanying us as well. well. Those requiring more involved treatment will be in safe hands. Raya O sends her regards.
That's
by the
so
way.
cool that they acknowledged I was originally a white mage. That's so awesome. Like, I know they acknowledge you, like, if you're a healer or not, but the fact that they acknowledge that I have my max level white mage is pretty cool.
Suppose I'd better say my...
Wait, I know you.
The name's Sicard, in case you've forgotten. Truth be told, I'd rather you had forgotten. Any road, the Admiral asked Captain Hillfear to send his best, and for whatever reason, he picked me. Of course, if I'd refused, I'd be the laughingstock of the bloody executioners, and my reputation's taken enough of a keyhauling as it is. But more importantly, like any pirate worth his salt, I know when you're staring down a storm, you gotta trust in the commander of your ship. So if the Admiral wants us to go to Garlemald, not for plunder and glory, but the promise of peace in our time, then that's what we'll do. Since we all know how much the Empire loves its steel, we thought we'd bring along a few smiths to make the most of it. Give them a pile of scrap and they'll cobble together anything you fancy. Of course, just like the Gridanians, we got fighters of our own. We might have come with a more constructive purpose in mind, but we're more than capable of cracking skulls, believe you me.
Well, you're certainly raring to go. Then again, so are we. The most dependable warriors of Uldar and Alamigo have assembled at the Sultana and General Aldin's behest. If Garlemald has truly fallen, then the whole place is likely to be crawling with Telophoroi. We'll need plenty of troops to clear and hold a path for others to follow. That's where we come in. Naturally, Marshal Tarapin and I will be leading from the front.
It's been some time since I last saw you in your element on the battlefield.
From what I've heard, you've become pretty fearsome yourself. Master Matoya, the avatar of destruction.
Oh my. Ah, dang, they sold her out. Sold out.
With comrades like these, I know we'll succeed, no matter what awaits us. And then we might finally get a chance to enjoy a good long rest. But until then, let's give it our all.
As for Ishgard, we Temple Knights have come in force to uphold our nation's commitment to the peace and welfare of our allies. The bitter cold of Garlemald is a formidable enemy in of itself. Our experience fighting in ice and snow will prove invaluable in the days ahead. Accordingly, I have been designated commander of the Ilzabard contingent. I will do all in my power to provide you with the leadership and guidance you require. The four high houses, House Hylinart foremost among them, have arranged for a host of machinists to join us on our mission. Their knowledge of Imperial Magitech is sure to be a great boon. They will address any problems of a technical nature, together with the smiths of Limpsa Lomitsa. There is another awaiting introduction.
Aww, are you serious?
Ah, yes. Emanolaine de Forton, at your service. Though, lest there be any misunderstanding, I should stress that I've not become a fearsome warrior while you were away. Rather, far from it, actually. My brother, in his infinite wisdom, decided this would be an excellent chance to make something of myself. Oh, and fight for world peace and all that. But, should the opportunity arise for a spot of ballroom dancing,
Lord.
I will be your twinkle-toed gentleman of light.
May a grateful prancing lead the way to victory.
Huzzah! I cannot wait to regale Honoroa with my tales of daring do.
Oh Lord.
I believe that concludes introductions for the Grand Company of Eorzea. Our allies from the Eastern Alliance were due to arrive some time ago, but it would appear they have been delayed.
Would that be the Nobi of Doma?
Actually, they've been tasked with relaying messages back and forth between the various Eastern nations. According to Lord Hien, however, an equally capable company of warriors has been sent in their stead.
Out of my way, you preening fool!
Oh, Lord. Oh, no. No, I don't want to buy more followers and viewers. I've got all these people here on... I've got all the Eorzean Alliance.
Forgive us for coming late. We are the delegates of the Eastern Alliance.
Oh my god, I typed the wrong section. Thank you. Because I hit the wrong thing.
Cyrena, and you've brought company.
For battle and blood we come, as a step is sorely lacking in both. No towers befoul our lands, so we marched on those of Doma.
I don't know.
Only to find them beyond our reach.
Yes, thank you. I appreciate it. I also was gonna ban them in my chat on the game because I have my keyboard plugged into there. So I was like, let me ban him there. Oh my god, she's already drawn her weapon. Lady, chill. All these people around are not pulling out their weapons. Put it back in.
Sadu Hatun, no. We go to make peace with the Iron Men, not war.
Look at her. No, put it away. She's right.
Warriors of the Steppe, we've heard many tales of your bravery. We welcome you as allies. And these other ones you have brought are...
members of the Dalmascan resistance group, Bente's Tears.
Yay! I remember them. Hello.
And the Bosnian resistance. Between them, they have a wealth of experience in espionage, and are particularly adept at infiltrating Imperial facilities. Which is fortuitous, since Garlemald's domain is so vast that I could never hope to handle reconnaissance duties all by myself.
Dalmasca, Bosnia, Alamigo. All lands which have suffered the tyranny of the Empire. I would never presume to question your motives. Nevertheless, I must reiterate that our goal is to aid the victims of the Telophoroi, the common folk of Garlemald. And they are victims, make no mistake. Though I understand that many may struggle to see them as such.
You're more right than you know. For every one of us that answered the call, there were a dozen that refused. Not only in Alamigo, but everywhere we went. And who could blame them? The Empire's always been the enemy.
For quite literally 10 years of my life. Because this game has been around for 10 years. 11, right? Since 1.0?
They're just people. No different from you or I. They've got their share of liars and murderers, but so do we. So do we all. Fordola, who once swore herself to Garlemald, has proven herself a trusted ally time and time again. Every Eorzean here knows Cid Garland, the Imperial defector who shared with us countless technological wonders.
This is the least I like, not the one who freaking jumps headlong into battle.
To help rebuild Wurlid, a nation he once conquered. So you can believe me when I say that every fighter here understands and accepts that the Imperials are not monsters and are deserving of help. Or at least that they were able to put aside their feelings for the greater good. It won't be easy, but we're all determined to make this world a better place.
What lingering concerns I may have had were clearly unwarranted. I agree with everything you said wholeheartedly.
Then we are in accord. Now, let us review our strategy. To reach the Garlean capital in northern Ilsabard, we must cross the central mountain range. Fortunately, Garland Ironworks can provide aerial transport, sparing us this most treacherous part of our journey. However, attempting to fly any closer to Garlemald would attract the attention of the Telophoroi. As they appear to have seized control of the majority of the Imperial military, we must assume that includes its fleet. In addition, Garlemald possesses devices that can interfere with airship navigational systems, further discouraging an airborne approach.
And if I recall, they have anti-air measures.
Given the circumstances, the closest we dare deploy our contingent is an area between the range and the capital, the Magna Glaciers. From there, we must travel the rest of the way on foot. We will also need to bring the airships with us to ensure we can withdraw with haste. Although much of the terrain will be blanketed in snow, we should be able to make use of local roads and shipping facilities. The vast ice field will afford us an unobstructed view of the surrounding area. On the other hand, it will also allow others to easily spot us, so it is imperative that we only make camp in positions where we can easily defend ourselves. And the airships, which must be kept safe at all costs.
We cannot account for every possibility, so we must be prepared to think on our feet. We will be tested. Sorely tested, I expect. But for our homes and for our people, and a people not our own but in need, we will succeed. Spare no effort in your preparations. Once we depart, there is no turning back.
Hey, so much to take in. I'm ready to beat people up. Oh my gosh, I have to talk to everybody because I want to know what everybody says. Except for you, Yashtola. To know such company, the finest allies have to offer. With comrades such as these, we're bound to succeed. I'm certain of it. So Lucia's in command. Regardless of her background, she's a temple knight through and through. I dare say her Garlean roots are all the more reason for her to lead this mission. Where's your sister? I like your sister better. In case you're wondering, Ashiva will be staying behind to defend the 12's Wood with my sisters. Choose the option she could make a useful addition to our contingent. It was wagered to make a vow to the company as well, which is flattering ultimately. It was decided that her skills would be better put to use at the Homeland Safe, and of course I obliged to share her every detail when I return. Greetings, Luxus. The time has come for us Marines to show our valor upon the battlefield and see all name and quake before our might. The victory comes hell or high water. I don't care about you, Pippin. Often, as father told me, struggles faced Al Amigo in the days of the occupation. I too have crossed swords of the Empire on many occasions. Okay, Elise, what do you got to say? She just told me not to die on her. Okay, everybody else I'm not really interested in, really. Serena! Here you go. In distant lands, in times of strife, together stand, together fight. In darkness shines the light of life. I hope this has done his word justice. Doma, like most of the Orthard, has been plagued with towers, yet he cannot be here. You wish to express his shared conviction. He and Giri labor without rest to untie the people and their aid to keep them at bay. We hope the Steppe and the Eastern Alliance will pay their efforts by ending this war. Those are the famed warning skills, enough for me and my men, I see. I myself am especially grateful for the opportunity to visit distant lands. I shall follow the footsteps of Master Otoa and learn that there's more the star would call home. Indeed, this is the primary reason I volunteered to join the expedition. The journey outside the 12's Wood is much less Imperial territory, is a rare privilege for the Pajal. Not that I'm taking along to see the sights. Guardians would benefit from my healing magic as their comrades should fighting break out. Okay, here you go, Elise. Oh, look at these. Even a layman can tell they're bursting with aether. Better off tempering waves? Is that the right term? Anyway, less to worry about. We just lose the mountain of whatever else is waiting for us in Garlemald. The only way to find out, nervous or not, I'm marching through the 7 hells if it gave me a chance to put Xenos back in the grave where he belongs. Dang, she's dedicated. Many talismans may prove to be a deciding factor in the battles to come. I myself conflicted this foray into Garlemald, sent by the Empire to infiltrate Ishgard, only to throw my lot with those whose secrets I was supposed to be stealing. And now I'm on a mission to lead to save the countrymen I betrayed. But this is doubtless exactly why I was chosen by Lord Emmerich. He would have me put my extensive knowledge of former ties to good use. I will not disappoint him. The people go incredible lengths for the sake of my people. Though I have little offer in return, I shall impart some advice if I may. You've been told by many aware cold of Islabard. I cannot stress enough it is no token of warning. I will be distributing specially made warm tinctures courtesy of the Alchemist Guild, but understand there's no substitute for proper protection. Okay. So Lance, a chance to make ready before we set forth. You needn't worry about Ryanja and I. We still have what we wore before in Garlemald. Destinian claims to be quite warm, toasty beneath his armor since he spent a fair bit of time up north recently. Unless the others will be borrowing Grand Company stock, the rest of you could do likewise, I suppose, provided you're not overly concerned with style. Not to put a fine point on it, but we wouldn't be dead in one of those ridiculous overcoats if only I had time to find something to my liking. Alright, because the Cry of Scion's in need of a tailor, I hear? What? Yes! Fiora has arrived! Fiona. Haha, I have my ways. Oh yes, indeed. Isn't that the truth? I thought you could sneak off to Islabard without telling me? Nothing escapes my notice. Omniscient. This is the true tiny Jesus. Aww, I love her so much. Now you wear these garments I've made for you whether you like it or not. Costume change! You never cease to amaze. But why do you need a new outfit as well? Wait, are you coming with us? What? No, of course not, silly. All in the name of fashion, rather the pursuit of the highest quality fashion. Besides, how can I expect others to wear my creations if I never wore them myself? I did have another thing to share. Agnes and Bloida finally returned from the assignments in the faraway islands. They'll be staying at the Rising Stones for a while to keep an eye on events throughout Eorzea. Since they'll be running things back at headquarters, I was wondering if I could lend a hand in Charlan? Oh, why not? You can keep crowd company as in the Valdesian Annex. Yes, we'd love to have you there. I heard Amigas and Bloida did a fine job carrying in our stead while we were lying comatose, but with them in charge of the Rising Stones, you have nothing to worry about. Max thoughts exactly. Also, I'm confident you won't go collapsing again, because there's a certain someone who shall remain nameless in a position to transport your souls over to another world. If anything severely disastrous were to happen, I'd be postponed and positioned to do something about it. Anyway, I've got a few things to take care of, then I'll make my way to Charlan. I really do hope the new clothes are enough to keep you warm in Garlemald. It's not much, but it's the only thing I can do for you, other than to pray for your safe return, which I will, every day. Oh, my small bean. Let's not keep the contingent waiting any longer. Everything about Tataru makes me happy. I don't care about this. This is getting discarded, and so is this. I also don't care about this. If we dye it, what happens if we dye it? Dye it is. Tataru made it, we're wearing it. Off we go. So the airship pilot has been sent to meet you. There he is. Alright, this is where we go separate ways, so be careful, won't you? Okay. Okay, here we go. Hold on. Since this is gonna be a long proceeding thing of right? Okay. Okay, let's do it. Let's go. Okay, I'm ready.
Ilsabad, divided in twain by a vast mountain range. Those who would traverse its jagged peaks face peril at every step. But why go by foot when one can simply fly?
Fly, fly.
On the outskirts of the Imperial capital, in the frozen wastes of the Magna Glacius, the winds howl in icy protest, as if to warn against further trespass.
Oh, Elise looks so good.
We've received word from Tancred's reconnaissance party. They've sighted a detachment of heavily armed Imperials.
Survivors of the Civil War, perhaps?
Perhaps, but there is more to it than that. Maxima reports that they're led by Vergilia, legatus of the 3rd Legion, which comprises the bulk of their number. However, they are also joined by several members of the 1st.
Wow.
From what I recall, the 3rd Legion fought for Nerva in the War of Succession following Varus's death. The 1st, on the other hand, were under the direct command of the Emperor and rejected Nerva's claim to the throne. These legions were enemies.
Yeah, rip them coming together to come at us.
Indeed. In fact, our sources claim that it was a conflict between them that sparked the Civil War. Yet now, these former foes cooperate to defend a ruined Garlemald from invasion.
Then it is all but certain they have been tempered.
So, what's the plan? If me and my crew is out reaving, we charge straight in, no messing about. But that ain't what we're here for.
Quite right. Soldiers or no, they are people of Garlemald, the very ones we have come to aid. Direct confrontation is unavoidable. Nevertheless, we must make every effort to limit casualties on both sides. Rather than kill them, I would remove them from the field.
How so? Savage beatings, disarmament, and imprisonment?
Wow. See, he's always the dark one of the siblings.
Not impossible, but easier said than done in the heat of battle.
Having observed the opposition, I imagine Tancred had something to suggest?
He did. He and the other scouts have already infiltrated a supply depot some distance beyond the Imperial detachment's current position. Stored within is a stockpile of Magitech armaments. And once we give the signal, Tancred's team will destroy them all. In so doing, we will deprive frontline troops of materiel, and likely force the detachment to send men to investigate.
Divide and conquer. Not a bad idea.
Once the scouts have finished their preparations, we will split into 2 groups.
He's like the shorts king. Why is he still wearing shorts in this
The
snow?
first will form the vanguard, while the other brings up the rear with our supplies. As for the Scions, I ask that you lend your assistance where you deem it needed most. I would prefer, however, that you accompany the rearguard and be prepared to join the van at a moment's notice. kept in reserve as our trump card, so to speak.
Yeah, I don't know if they're comfy when you're freezing and you get like hypothermia and stuff, you know. This coat's pretty cool.
Your proposal was well received. More specifically, they asked that we destroy the Imperial's toys in as spectacular a fashion as possible.
Ishtola always did have a flair for the drama. She's not an easy woman to please, but I shall do my best to satisfy her thirst for fireworks. All right, once more for my peace of mind. Our first objective will be to rig the enemy's magitech with explosives. After we've withdrawn to a safe distance, we'll detonate them remotely. Our second will be to issue a deactivation command to the automated units via the control terminal. If our calculations are correct, this signal should reach those deployed on the front line, giving our friends a much-needed upper hand. The blizzard will help us stay hidden, so let's aim to get in and out before it passes. Trust in the plan, and we should all live to see tomorrow.
In the meantime, I will relay messages back and forth as the situation unfolds. You'll forgive me if I ask again, but are you certain you wish to play the lone wolf?
Wouldn't have it any other way. Call it foolish and reckless if you like, but I'll get the job done. I always do.
Very well. I wish you the best of luck.
That attitude is a dangerous attitude to have.
Keep your wits about you.
We only have one shot at this, so let's make it count. Damn, spotted. Seven hells. Seven hells.
Oh my god, why?
This is Thancred. The explosives are in place.
Very good. All is proceeding as planned. Head to the control tower. It should be to the northwest.
Understood. Have the others wait at the rendezvous point. Seven hells.
I am not good at espionage in any form or fashion, by the way.
Must be losing my touch.
I said withdraw. I am withdrawing. Withdraw from the supply depot. Yes, I was doing that. Unless they mean all the way back on the other side. Oh, this way. That's funny.
You are returned, and none the worse for wear, to my considerable relief.
What news from our comrades?
They stand at the ready.
Excellent. And let the fireworks
blow it
begin.
all up. At the rear, that's what I am. Well, we're the thickest. Oh, Alibay's with me. Nice.
The blizzard's beginning to clear. The Vanguard should be engaging the Imperials any moment now, if they haven't already. Ishtola and the others are with them, so I'm sure they'll be all right, but... Wait! Something's coming!
They knew. How did they know?
Looks like we ain't the only ones who sent out scouts. Keep them away from the carriages! We lose those, and we're as good as dead!
Direct Moogle style.
Fighters! Protect the others!
Okay. I gotta check on everybody else.
A brief respite, but stay alert. Keep the carriages safe.
What impeccable timing! Fear not, friends! The savior of Ishgard is here!
And let them through.
A fine display, but the other carriages are still in danger.
Yeah, working on that right now.
Go on ahead. We'll hold the line.
We're the only ones still struggling. How have we put our backs into it then? purpose.
No, no, no. Can't lose it here. Seal everybody up.
All right back there? We're fine and ready for more. Hear that? Get to the front and turn the tide.
Jeez. Come on, hold it together, everybody. Haha, I put him to sleep. That's awesome.
Removed from the field was not a euphemism for enthusiastically murdered.
Yep.
It's nothing that won't heal in time.
Oh my gosh, Justinian.
The trouble is, their tempering has made them utterly fearless. Subduing them would be easier if they had the capacity to submit in the first place.
Well, this is the path our young charges would have us walk, and that we all agreed to follow. You knew it would be hard, yet still you pledged your lance, did you not?
Ooh, wow, she's taking this seriously.
That I did.
My. Take your shot now, Serena.
That's for Gilia. Damn it. I need to help the others take her down.
There's no end to them.
I was wondering when you'd turn up.
Moogle noises.
There's no stopping us now. Come on. Let's show them what we're made of.
Okay, let's go.
We have them now. Forward!
Right! Let them have it!
Dang it, Pippin. Pippin, EX, hurry up. Hold on. We got Lucia to take care of.
As a raging ball!
Okay. This way. Did you seriously just take them out? Wow.
Do not fall behind!
Come on, little son. Tank Buster. Okay.
Is everyone all right?
As much as we can be. I got it. Dang it. Sorry.
Or die!
Heal up Pippin. Okay. Everybody healed up again. Where's Lucia? Okay, we'll be okay. I just gotta keep going. Okay. Just focus on what I'm doing. So yeah.
Tremble before the sun!
Come on. Jeez.
A worthy adversary. Rest, recover, reclaim yourself. We will fight again to the death.
Awesome victory shout.
Sadu Hatun.
Dang, this little son. I'm sorry, little son.
That was the last of them. The day is ours, thanks to your timely arrival. What of the supply caravan?
They should be good to go. Left them there safely sound.
Outmaneuvered, but not outmatched. Good. Let us take the Imperials into custody and rejoin our comrades. And soon we shall arrive at the capital.
So cold and unforgiving. Thus spoke Emperor Solus as he gazed upon his barren domain. "800 years it had been since the Garleans first set foot here. Bested by the Kavosi after centuries of war and driven from fertile southern pastures into the blasted northern wastes. In that garden of desolation, they clung to one another for warmth. Freezing, hungry, desperate, hated. The chosen forsaken. In the year 1513 of the 6th Astral Era, a young legatus named Solus single-handedly sparked the Magitech Revolution. How did he conceive the machina that feed on ceruleum? Once a common, soft-spoken soldier, how had he so quickly ascended through the ranks? Like so many others, those who knew the truth are gone. Taking in the capital with his eyes for the first time, I recall thinking to myself, far colder on the earth than in the heavens. Yes, far colder indeed. Bitterly so.
There's no one left. That's so creepy. There's literally no one left.
Not so much as a whisper.
The roads leading beyond the city walls would have been used less in recent years. Nevertheless, this was one of the most important gateways into the capital.
A buzz day and night with activity, aye. Merchants passing through the checkpoint, many of them stopping at the local hostelries.
Surely they cannot all have been tempered.
Majority, yes.
We can consider the question after we have made camp. If we spend any longer outside, we may well freeze to death where we stand. The tempered Imperials, too.
This will be our temporary base of operations. Secure shelter for ourselves and the injured, and dispatch scouts to survey the surrounding area.
If we're planning on staying here a while, we ought to give this place a proper name.
Well, the constant sound of ice cracking underfoot makes me think of broken glass. An apt name, perhaps. But enough of this. To work, everyone! Our present situation is as follows. Efforts to aid the people of Garlemald have begun in earnest. Mora having entered into the capital, the Imperial Palace is within our reach.
But before we proceed further, we must learn what has befallen this city. For therein lies the key to understanding and combating the Telophoroid's designs.
I have a suggestion, if I may. Several of the Imperial soldiers we captured on the Magna Glaciers are members of the Populares and acquaintances of mine. Once we have cured them of their tempering, they should be able to give a reliable account of the events leading to the capital's downfall.
A promising idea. I will assist the healers and their ministrations. Of course, I will require a proxy of my own, assuming you can spare one.
Would you like a hand?
No, I am sure we will manage. Better that you take my place in the field. The noxious ether of this place disagrees with me, and as I shall need to draw on my own for the treatment, 'twill be prudent for me to remain within the camp.
This talk of curing the tempered is all well and good, but I reckon the cold is a more pressing concern. All the houses round here are fitted with ceruleum heaters that could keep us warm and toasty. Problem is, the machines seem to have given up the ghost, and if we keep sitting around, freezing our asses off, we'll be next. My smiths reckon that with the right parts, they can have them working again, but it won't be easy.
Understood. The machinists will assist them in the repairs.
The rest of us should either stand watch or survey the area.
We've made our presence known to the Telophoroi. They will be searching for us, if they have not already ascertained our position. That we have seen no sign of them since the battle suggests they have yet to do so. However, I suspect they may be biding their time.
Or perhaps we are beneath their notice.
In any event, we'll find no answers standing around here. Urianger, Estinian and myself have visited Garlemald recently, so we'll lead the reconnaissance efforts. Perhaps bolstered by a few Bosnian and Dalmatian scouts from my previous excursion for good measure.
Don't forget about us Alamegans. We have experienced scouts of our own.
Well now, this is turning out to be a rather sizable team. With such numbers, we should be able to cover a wide area with relative ease, including that surrounding the Imperial Palace. How about you, Graha? I have a feeling we'll find a use or two for that vanishing spell of yours.
'Twould be my honor to be of service, though I doubt that you of all people need rely on my tricks.
That leaves us with guard duty.
Oh boy.
As a matter of fact, I have something else in mind for the two of you and Alphino. Between here and the center of the capital lies the Eblan Rhine. I would have you search the area for survivors. Your keen sense of direction, honed in your extensive travels, should prove useful in navigating the ice fields.
Ice fields? I love ice fields. Oh wait, no I don't. I'm just checking. That's my internal monologue versus my actual monologue.
I have faith that you will, and look forward to greeting you on your safe return. You all have your duties. Let us make haste. May the Fury bless and keep you.
And also you.
blood trail. We found one. They were attacked.
Yep. Sorry. A little too late.
No. Why wouldn't they?
Safer to brave the wilds than trust magic. We should have... I should have...
Can't be doing that anymore. We can't be second guessing ourselves off now. We're too far past that at this point.
We can't leave them like this. We have to take them home.
What if we're only making it worse?
Maybe we don't belong here, but neither do they. Not out here in the wind and the cold. I heard the story about Varus's voice from beyond the grave.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Of course I didn't believe it. But Licinia and her sister did. Perhaps there's something to the tale after all. I want to understand. So I'm going to borrow this for a while, if that's all right. You had every reason not to trust us. We came as trespassers, invaders. But I pray that in time, we will be more than that to you. That we will find a way to help your loved ones. And see that no more children are left to freeze alone in the snow.
That's so sad. Like, why do we go on all these quests just to see people die? I'm not into that. Okay. Let's see what happens, and then I guess I'll probably stop for the day. Yeah, sorry, found a whole bunch of stubborn people and they died because they were stubborn.
Thank you for your report. We shall inform the troops of these developments and instruct them to proceed with the utmost caution should they encounter any survivors.
Allow me to go and speak with the ones at the victor's spoils. They may be more willing to listen to a fellow Garlean and accept our offer of assistance.
I pray you are right. And though I am loath to burden you any further, should there be an appropriate occasion to speak of Licinia and her sister, please do so.
I am sorry to have put you through this.
Anything I haven't done
My
before.
distress is nothing compared to their suffering.
Yep.
So tell me, what else have we learned?
Truth.
As you may have already heard, we have succeeded in curing the members of the Populares, Maxima identified. They have provided us with some intriguing insights into the current state of Garlemald. The assassination of Emperor Varus was the catalyst for the civil war. Nerva declared his claim to the throne, and his opponents refused to recognize it. Fighting broke out in the capital, where Nerva's 3rd Legion clashed with the 1st, who remained loyal to Varus even after his death.
Of course, even Imperial warmongers would balk at the idea of turning their shining city into a battleground. Like burning down the wood to spite the wasps. Neither side would be so mad. Unless something or someone inflamed their animosity to such an extent that they could not help but act against their better judgment.
It brings to mind events at the Gimlet Dark, does it not? The Emperor's sudden withdrawal from the front lines, specifically. Nerva and his father, Titus, Varus's then political rival, took advantage of rumors that Crown Prince Xenos had been possessed by a demon.
Elidibus, what better way to disparage your enemies than with the truth, or a close enough approximation?
Indeed. But before their accusations could be substantiated, many of Titus's followers were silenced. While some were merely stripped of their status, others died under curious circumstances. One after another, suddenly and suspiciously.
Again, Elidibus. Like as not, he had a hand in it. No evidence was found to implicate Varus, certainly. Nevertheless, Titus, Nerva, and the 3rd Legion would have judged it a brazen attempt by the Emperor to rid himself of his political enemies. And then, in the midst of this growing turmoil, Varus Sosgalvis is murdered. And Garlemald's own prodigal son, Gaius van Belsar, is named the murderer. Shortly thereafter, Nerva claims the right of succession, and in response, the 1st Legion claims the assassination was part of a coup d'etat orchestrated by Titus and Nerva.
So no one is at fault, and everyone else is to blame.
I should add that both parties received substantial financial backing, presumably to provide them with the means and encouragement to pursue a swift victory, and that these contributions came from the self-same benefactor.
I'd heard House Brutus had been filling the 3rd Legion's coffers, but the 1st as well.
It would seem so. Though the Populares determined that the 1st Legion received funds from a variety of organizations, all had connections to House Brutus.
Very, very suspicious.
So Fandaniel, in the guise of Asahi, was playing both sides against each other the entire time.
Yep.
The information we gained from my friends does not end there. One night, shortly after fighting broke out, the capital was shaken by an immense tremor. From that point onward, they have no memories, no recollection of any events, including our clash on the Magna Glaciers. But when asked about the Imperial Palace and its bizarre transformation, they somehow recall Emperor Varus giving them orders in their dreams. May the Tower of Babel stand as testament to the glory of Garlemald.
This sounds awfully familiar.
Oh, the radios, right? He probably broadcast it over the radio. That makes total sense. Yep, exactly. Radio broadcasts. Knew it.
Varus spoke to them through this radio. Perhaps it was a recording, but if not, that would be inexplicable.
We are of one mind, then.
The ether that permeates the ore used in this device is almost identical to that of the talismans.
I see it. While it is likely more by coincidence than design, these devices might also ward against a primal's influence. A picture is beginning to form. If the tremor felt throughout Garlemald was a wave of ether emitted by a primal, then while those within range would have been tempered, those huddled around a radio desperate for news concerning the Civil War would have been spared.
No wonder Licinia kept it close.
My friends, I must speak with you. A young man was caught trying to steal our supplies. He is a soldier of the Iron Men, we think, but one who has not been made thrall. Thankfully, Magni restrained him before blood was spilled. The stranger is outside, if you wish to ask him questions.
I think we do.
I mean, yeah.
Who do we have here?
Garleans? Traitors to your homeland! Have you no shame?
Cool.
I am Lucia Junius, a Temple Knight of Ishgard. And you are?
Iulus Pier Norbanus. And that's all you invaders will get from me.
We are not here to invade Garlemald. Far from it. Like you, our allies in Eorzea and the Far East fight in defense of their lives and their loved ones even as we speak. But it is the people of Garlemald who have suffered most. This we know. And that is why we have come to offer you our aid, that we may unite against our common foe. Whether you believe me or not, those are the facts. Now, answer me this. Why would a proud soldier of the Empire be reduced to stealing? The situation must be dire indeed for you to go to such lengths.
Are they mad?
If it is supplies you seek, we would gladly share ours, or turn a blind eye while you leave with your spoils.
I will not negotiate. My commander will determine how to deal with you and yours. If you wish to treat with him, I will take you, but no more than 3.
I don't much like the sound of that. But if we do accept his proposal, I suggest the 2 of us and...
Alice's going?
Please allow me and Alize to act as envoys.
Yep.
May I ask why?
We have seen with our own eyes the hardships the Garleans face. How their futures and lives hang in the balance.
It's not the warmest invitation, but it's an opportunity to prove our intentions true. Maybe not a chance to make things right, but a chance to make them better.
I'm going with you.
I can see that persuading you otherwise is a lost cause, but you will proceed with the utmost care.
Couple of children and what? A sellsword?
Sellsword? Excuse you?
Not in the least. You will find that they are more than qualified to speak on our behalf.
There are many dangers on the road ahead. I will need that back.
So I was like disinterested and ready to stop until he called me a sellsword, and then I was like, that's on. It's on now. Haro. Garlemalding station serves as their headquarters. Soon you'll meet for the bottom of the stairs. Let's go down! Okay. Oh, wow. It's like a flippin'... This is cool. It's an underground rail station. That's wild. It's plain to see that the Chistis is their base of operations. They could have done a lot worse, even so I imagine it's not the easiest place to live. Indeed, and if Jealous is willing to make the perilous journey to Camp Brokenglass to search for food, their own supplies must be all but exhausted. They may have shielded from the wind and snow, but it's bitterly cold, much like Victor's spoils. It must be a constant struggle to keep their people warm. Though your voices are here as my guests, the others will not take kindly to your presence. The commander is in the locomotive over there. What is this? See this thing, this here. What is this? What is that? I've been seeing them around everywhere and I have no idea what they are. Well, the Aether Light's down too. I mean...
These are their chosen representatives.
Very well. Let us hear what they have to say.
Yes, sir. I present to you our commander, Lord Quintus Van Kina, Legatus of the First Legion.
Oh, Lord.
The first? I had no idea you had survived.
We lost our emperor, our city, more than half our troops. For my wounds, I may never take the field again. But we survived, aye.
Dang, they're already angry.
In a manner much to your liking, I dare say.
We have no intention of adding to your misfortunes. Nor do we bear you any ill will.
Spare me. Though you children may speak in earnest, overtures of peace ever ring hollow in my ears.
Oh my God.
So long as man stands to profit from his neighbor's suffering, war is inevitable.
What did they not get?
Driven from our ancestral homeland into this blasted waste. Yet still you yearned to rob us of our paltry scraps.
No,
It was
dummy.
only with Magitech that you learned to keep your distance. Though we knew it was only a matter of time before you regrouped and returned. Conquest and empire were our only defenses. Emperors Solus and Varys understood this.
What defenses?
And through their campaigns saw us grow and prosper. Much blood has been spilled in Garlemald's name, aye. But if it is a choice between yours and mine, then it is hardly a choice at all.
I do not deny that a great many conflicts throughout history were driven by the desire or necessity to gain by another's loss. That is not why we are here. Nor have we come to petition your aid in the war with the Telophoroi, grave though that threat may be. Our purpose is simply this. We wish to help you. Let us help you. If there is aught that can be done to ease your plight, we would be glad to do it.
Perhaps you would. But regardless of the ideals you espouse, your leaders would not send an army into Garlemald if they did not stand to benefit. If we accept their aid, they will expect their efforts to be rewarded once the Telophoroi are no longer a threat. And after compensation and concessions, the great empire would be brought to heel. Her enemies rejoice at her downfall. Our third eye, a mark of shame.
We won't stand idly by and let your people be humiliated. And we're not alone in that. We only want to make a difference, to make this world of ours better. Surely you can understand that. What I'm trying to say is, there are so many people who just don't care about making you suffer. And maybe that's almost insulting after all the suffering you feel the world has subjected your people to, but believe it or not, that's the truth. And now we're here, and all we're asking is for you to tell us what you want, what you hope for.
So much blood has been shed, so much lost. All because of this endless war. Who wouldn't want to end it? Can we not work together to face our problems as one?
Answer me this, young peacemakers. If a world without conflict is your desire, why reject the unity and prosperity of Garlemald? Is it because we do not share your faith?
Oh, wow.
That we do not share your heritage? That our ideals and virtues differ? That we cherish and hold in the highest that which you do not? Disparity is the root of discord, and peace built on compromise is flawed and fleeting. Happiness for one and all is a dream, and the reality is that to the victor go the spoils. That is why we Garleans will never submit nor surrender. For freedom and for pride, we will remain true to ourselves until the bitter end. That is my hope. It seems there is nothing more to say on the matter. You will remain here while I decide what is to be done with you. Do not be alarmed. No harm will come to you if you cooperate.
We will not resist. However, as your guests, I ask that we be allowed to speak with the other members of your group.
As you wish. I had no intention of locking you up, as by dawn you would be frozen stiff and you're no good to me dead. You are free to move about the encampment, but there is one condition. Collar them.
What are these?
Incentive. You'll be watched at all times. Stray too far or act suspiciously, and we will administer a rather painful shock. Stop. Keep away from that one. The champion of Eorzea is not so easily cowed.
Yep, I'd snap your... I'd bite your ankles! Your ankles would be bitten.
Even if she allowed herself to be collared, the shock would be no more than an itch. No. If she refuses to obey, we will activate the twins' restraints instead.
You needn't worry about us.
We'll forget we're even wearing them soon enough.
Even now, you still... Why go to such lengths? What is it all for?
On the coldest, blackest of nights, meager though it may be, we must share the warmth of our fire.
You are a curious one. A far cry from the merciless barbarian others paint you to be. You will be their warden. Take them away.
Yes, sir.